Well, hello, beautiful souls. It's Jack Cox, author of Love Not Fear, and I want to talk to you briefly about borders, national borders, love them or hate them. And there still seems to be a lot of confusion, even amongst people who read my book. And if I've not been clear enough in the book, then I apologise. Ultimately, one day, and hopefully not too far away in the future, although probably not in my lifetime, I want us to have open borders. I want us all to be able to travel without visas, without passports, without anybody, any government knowing where we're going. I want us to be able to settle in any country, anywhere in the world. It's beautiful. I'd love that. But we're not ready for it yet. We can't go from where we are to where we want to be in one hit. We have to go in increments, in stages. And my book is very much about us going in stages. People say there's contradictions between the chapters. There isn't. You need to understand that we can't do it all at once. It's stages. And the first fallacy I want to knock on the head, although it's something an awful lot of people seem to be talking about, is this crazy idea that borders cause wars. No, they don't. You've probably got a fence between your garden and your neighbour's garden. Does that make you want to punch each other on the nose every time you meet? Of course it doesn't. You probably have long and very friendly chats over that fence. The only thing that would cause anybody to be punched on the nose would be if your neighbour jumped over your fence and started picking your tomatoes. Well, it's the same with countries. So why do we have countries? And why do we have national governments? What's the advantage? Yes, one day I'd like to get rid of all governments, but that's not what I'm talking about today. When we're ready to get rid of all governments, then we'll be ready to have open borders, but not before. Governments enable, or borders enable a country, enable a government to pass laws which suit the traditions and the culture and the traditions of the people who live in that country. Because one-size globalist solutions, one-size-fits-all solutions just don't work. Every nation is different. And we need to respect each other's differences. So we've got two countries, red land and blue land. And there's a border down the middle. There's no reason why the citizens of those countries can't cooperate, can't get on, can't be friends. The border doesn't stop that. Maybe the border's even porous. Maybe they have free trade and free travel agreements between those two countries if they want. That's fine. It's up to them. Even without that, they can have cultural exchanges and they can trade across the borders and they can be friends. But say one day a disagreement arises that they can't settle amicably and they go to war. Then that border is not causing any war. The war doesn't start until one army or the other army crosses that border illegally. Then there's a war. That's what a war is. So it's not the border that's caused the war, it's the illegal crossing of that border that's caused the war. It's the disrespecting of that border that's caused the war. It's the disrespecting of your neighbour's territory that's caused the war. It's disrespecting the fact that that garden belongs to your neighbour and those tomatoes belong to him that's caused you to get punched on the nose. Okay? So please, let's not have any more of this nonsense about borders causing wars, because they don't. But let's say let's go back to the example of red land and blue land. And they make their own laws to suit themselves. And let's just take an example. I don't know, off the top of my head, I don't know. Let's just say that blue land or red land, the colours are arbitrary, not attached to any political party or ideology. The colours are attributed differently in America than in Europe anyway, so what the hell. So, say blue land, I don't know, either one, blue land, has a policy of a national religion that everybody has to adhere to. And red land has freedom of religion. And you live in blue land and you don't like the national religion. Now, in the future world that we're talking about, the citizens that don't like that national religion, or do like it but just don't like to be told they have to like it, should be free to go and settle in red land if they want to. No arguments, no documents. Yeah, just go and move there. It'd be great. Wouldn't it be lovely? So why don't we have that now? Why can't we have that now? Because there is a prerequisite that has to be met first. And that prerequisite is that people who travel and settle must do so respectfully, must do so with respect of the people who were there before them. Even if we don't talk about countries, even if you don't like the word countries, to say place. You go to live in somebody else's place where there were already people there before, then you go and respect them. You go to that country or that place because you love it there just the way it is. You don't go there and try and change anything there. You embrace it just the way it is. Otherwise, don't go. It's called respect. And the reason that, well, we here in Britain and in lots of other countries are having problems with, something low battery, all right, I'll make this quick. They're having problems with immigrants, some immigrants, not all, most of them are lovely. It's because the bad immigrants don't respect the culture they've moved into. They don't want to integrate. They want to set up a state within a state. So yeah, let's respect each other. And if we can respect each other, respect each other's differences, it's our differences that make us special. And one day, when we've got rid of all our governments, we can do away with our borders, eventually. But the thing that concerns me, if we try to do that too quickly, is it will leave a vacuum that will be occupied by a totalitarian world government, a one-size-fits-all world government, which will not work, which you will not have any control over. You only have minimum control now, but you'll have none whatsoever then. And that's one of the reasons I say we can't do this too quickly. We must do this sensibly. So, the battery's running out. I'm going to cut this short. I love you all. Namaste.